Greetings everyone, and welcome to Final Douche ASMR. Today's episode is celebrating Puerto Rican Day in New York City. I myself was born in Puerto Rico and brought here when I was very young. So today's album and episode is a tribute to that. If you can see, today's album is from Bad Bunny. So it's an unboxing as well. Or rather, a re-unboxing, since I transported it from my girlfriend's house. That doesn't sound too good. Sorry about that. So, this album is called Debi Tirar Mas Photos, and it came out January of this year. So the cover's significance is said to be about, or sort of convey, a sense of nostalgia and loss. These chairs are common in Puerto Rico and I think in most Caribbean places, but definitely in Puerto Rico, and seeing Puerto Ricans on these chairs across the island is a common thing. So seeing these chairs, they're sort of absent. It's supposed to be a statement on modernization of Puerto Rico and gentrification. Plantains. This is the back of the cover. Excuse all the background noise. I live in Nueva York. Here is the name of the album. And DTMF was the big, I believe the first single that was accompanied with the video. Sort of a short film. Now, this frog, or toad, I think most people thought it was a coqui when they first saw it, but it actually isn't. So they're called concho frogs. Puerto Rican crested toads. So they are actually toads. I don't know why they're called frogs, but they're called concho frogs. And the coquis are actual frogs. And these are concho frogs, but they're actually toads. According to the internets, anyway. If I'm wrong and someone knows for sure, please correct me in the comments. The concho frog is supposed to be a symbol of resilience. And if you see, the concho frog is wearing a camera around his neck. Debi Tirar Mas Photos means I should have took more photos, which also conveys that sense of loss that the album, that sense of loss kind of permeates throughout the album, whether it's loss of a girlfriend or loss of culture, loss of land. So Nueva York has become a very special song here in New York City. And it sort of, in musical form, symbolizes the connection between Puerto Rico and New York City, and Puerto Ricans that are from Puerto Rico and Puerto Ricans that are from New York City, which are New Yorkers. Now in the song Nueva York, he samples another song, a salsa song, called Un Verano en Nueva York by El Gran Campo de Puerto Rico. That song came out in 1975. And he also drops the name Donitas in the song, which is sort of a club slash restaurant, or it's a little club that you can get food at. And over the years, it's been significant in the Puerto Rican community. Back in the day, place where you can get things done. As far as legally, meet a lawyer or something. Now it's sort of I don't want to say a relic, but it's iconic. And Bad Bunny made a stop there as part of the marketing for this album. Alright, let's open this up and see what's inside. I have to get a better cutting tool. I made the incision, I'll let my fingers do the rest. There we go. I myself have not been in Puerto Rico since 2013. I would love to go back as soon as possible. Seen any of these pictures anywhere. Not that I was looking, but I wonder if these are exclusive to the vinyl. I don't know the Latino music community as well as I should, unfortunately, but I'm sure there are some people in these photos that can be recognized. This might be Right Now. She appears on the album. The suit is sort of shades of Hector Lavoe, which is my favorite salsero. Alright, let's see what these albums look like. Let's keep this as the backdrop. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's nice. So I guess this is side C. The end of the album. So the label in the middle is pretty much the same as the label on the back of the album. That's awesome. Beautiful color. I don't know if I'm stretching, but this shade of blue looks very much like the shade of blue that was used in the Puerto Rican flag. There's more than one. So one that had this shade of blue sort of, I believe it signified independence or the want for independence. And that flag was banned from the island. Which is one of the reasons why Puerto Ricans are very proud of it here and everywhere. The U.S. government banned us from using a version of our own flag. No good, no good. So now we're at the top. Now, this is like brand new, so I don't really think it needs brushing, but just for the sound of it. Also, not that it's necessary, but I do want to try these new album sleeves. So I'm going to replace this paper one with this album sleeve. I'll leave that alone. I'll let my record player deal with it. So this album feels pretty beloved already. Sort of an instant classic. And I think it's deserved of that title. I wouldn't call myself a Bad Bunny sycophant. I was definitely a supporter. I can't say reggaeton is my favorite genre, but this album has a lot of salsa in it, a lot of just natural percussion. And as I mentioned before, excuse me, there's a heavy political flair to the album, which I personally think is important. Makes music important. Not only does it slap, but it talks to the soul. Talks to the moment. And I think this album accomplishes that very well. Oh boy. Don't know if these are made for double